So part 3. So far I'm pretty pleased. I'll remove these magnets before they end up somewhere where I don't want them to be. So yeah, this is the thing I taped the normal things off that I usually tape off because I know it emits like distortion. That's usually where it is adhered to the plastics. You've seen the same. I did this before because, well, anyhow, I do this for a long time and I noticed B&G does it as well, so that's funny to see. But here is a, what the hell? Oh, sorry, it's a bit dark, it's reflective. Here is a piece that has no coil, because I don't want coil there, but also, yeah, it is quite a large piece of just mylar. So this is still a problem. I noticed if I tape this off with a slightly thicker tape, like gaffer tape, it removes one tiny peak in the distortion that, well, if I can get rid of it, that would be nice. Now the question is, I could, you know, make the frame a little bit smaller, but then this piece of coil is rather close to the edge, and I'm not sure if that is what I want. I don't feel like making a new frame as well. So I have to think about it. If I'm gonna make new frames once more, or just, you know, tape this piece off. I do notice if I put it in the baffle, it's okay if the baffle is like blocking this part, that's fine. Same goes for this part. So you only have like this left. Then I used damping, which is really needed, and I knew it was needed, but I didn't use the tiny, you see I did break one magnet. Well, anyhow. I didn't use this small Vaseline, whatever it's called, stuff on the inside because the spacing is only 0.5 millimeter, and it is possible to glue that in and not rub against the membrane, but I thought, you know, just leave it out for now because one less worrying thing. I used this kind of felt on the back side, and actually 2 pieces. So to damp it, I need 2 of these. So I can, in a next version or something, try to use this Vaseline on the inside and see how much felt I still need to damp it, because I still need felt. It's not gonna be enough by far. So if there's something like this on the backside anyways, I might as well skip the inner damping completely. But yeah, today I made a push-pull version. Why? Because, well, the frames are, you can use them for holding the membrane, or you can just dump on a new one that I applied the magnets to already and use that. That's the nice thing about it. So this one can sit on there. This gives me also the opportunity to try to use the Vaseline thingy here. It's gonna be on the front of the speaker then, and see what the difference is without having to remove the membrane. Yeah. So I tapped these holes and I enlarged these ones, since these frames were all the same. And if I want to tap it, the hole needs to be smaller, of course, than the thread you're tapping. So maybe if I know that I'm gonna make this always push-pull, then I'll make frames with bigger holes and one with smaller holes for tapping, of course. But for now, I all made them the same small holes, so I can either tap them or make them larger. So now it's just a matter of this reflecting light is really screwing up my video. Maybe remove this steel, that will help. This is reflective, of course, but okay. So I'm gonna dump on this one on here, and it's a bit fiddly. Also, I need to do it the correct way around, so this one needs to be at the top. Line it up and then drive one of these in. By the way, this one that is holding only magnets could also be like a front plate. A front plate that holds only magnets, and then you screw this one on the back. I use it on the back side of the wood, but if you want to make it like in a normal loudspeaker in the front, I could make a sort of front plate out of this with some holes so you can screw it into a cabinet or something. I don't know. But well, it's a possibility. And then didn't align it perfectly. I countersunk the threaded holes, which is quite annoying because the screws are not insanely long. You can see they don't penetrate the whole plastic. So it's only held by a few threads, so I might need a tiny bit longer screws or whatever you call it. So now I use this and this, and I'll just use some magnets to hold it in place. Could be using a piece of steel or whatever, but still have to think of a nice method to hold it. I could glue in one, you know, but two of these, maybe find new felt, who knows. But yeah, I'll show you the measurements above, how this compares to the single-ended. The single-ended frequency response does look a little bit flatter. And yeah, well, I don't know, I cannot help it. I'm not sure what it is, and I'm not sure if it is possible even to flatten that out. But it's not so extreme. It looks rather good, I think. And this gives almost 5.5 or 6 dB more output, so yes, I'm pretty pleased with this. It measured 87 or something, 87, 88 dB at 1 meter, 2.85 volt. So very useful for these tiny monitors, especially this datum woofer. I have to pad this tweeter like 7 dB or something to be able to match it to the woofer. So it's far more efficient than I actually need. But still, it's fun. So maybe even for this mini monitor I don't need the push-pull, but well, it has some benefits, of course. Distortion is a bit lower, and there's a little bit more top end, which I kind of found a pleasing sound. Although there's a tiny hump at 16K as well, this one sounds more pleasant to me, so that's good. So I might maybe use this version even for the datum. But yeah, I'll show you the measurements, and we're probably gonna play a tiny tune as well, just for fun and giggles. But it's gonna be a separate video because, well, you know, it gets demonetized instantly. And then next task would be trying this felt on the inside of the frame that does not hold the mylar, and see what it does, if it does anything, if it hurts the top end or not. Maybe it doesn't, and then I can use it inside of the front frame. And then after that, it's baffle time, which is a little bit more work because I don't have wood. But see you around. Or see you maybe in 5 minutes, depending on if you're gonna listen to a tune. See ya!